After 2 months, it's really great to resume this sustainable energy webinar series. ICRC, with its partners Unitar and Energypedia, have been working together, and we love this outreach and this partnership. We wanted to take a moment today to recognize the links and the implications between all our efforts towards sustainable energy and this current COVID crisis. I bet there's not one of you who has not been impacted, and probably many of you quite intensely. This situation is and will have prolonged effects with many unknowns and many uncertainties. However, unfortunately, we are certain that the effects of conflict and violence in many humanitarian settings will not decrease. However, I just want to point out that while it's a time of crisis, it's also going to be a time of profound transformations. We don't know what those transformations are and which ones will emerge. But as someone who's been in disaster and emergency response for a long time, I do know that crises require adaptation, and they can often open the way for good and important ideas to accelerate. Ideas whose time has come. So just take a moment to consider this. Over 60 years ago, the 1953 global polio outbreak led to a physician innovating with a ventilator that saved lives, and more than 60 years later, medical practice still builds on that moment. Consider the terrible morbidity in refugee camps in the DRC following the 1994 Rwanda genocide. It was the catalyst for many things, but also the development of the Sphere disaster response standards. The 2006 tsunami led to breakthroughs in the use of mobile cash. The 2010 Haiti earthquake accelerated mobile communication and crowdsourced geo-mapping. The list goes on. This pandemic requires states, local communities, and the international community to scale up support where there are weakened health systems and limited capacity to respond. Now, promoting renewables, increasing investments, fast-tracking research, all these can increase system resilience at a time when power supply for health facilities must be guaranteed. There is a strong link between renewables and this moment in time. At the ICRC, our actions continue, as well as our commitment to sustainable power supply for health facilities. We will adapt our response and continue to provide lifelines to those in need due to armed conflict and violence. All of us must find our ways to accelerate our work, to share our learnings and knowledge, as this webinar is doing, and use our collective willpower and our collective intelligence to inspire acceleration and advance our energy transformation. Some of you might have seen that there was just a new report out from the WEF that is showing progress in clean energy, but also the unprecedented disruptions from COVID-19 that will threaten transitions. I just want to say to all of you that we need to stay connected, we need to collaborate, and we need to move forward and try to make silver linings out of this very, very difficult time. I hope all of you stay safe, and I want to thank the presenters for today's webinars for the work that they've done and that they will be sharing with you today. Thank you and take care.